Hello, beautiful souls. Lisa Lyle here, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My website is lisalyle.com, and I can be found on social media at Wisdom of the Heart. So, how are you doing? We're going to just light some white sage here. I felt really strongly guided to come here now. I actually was setting up to begin or continue to record the monthly forecast for the sun signs. And before we get started with that, my crew has guided me here to just, what are they saying? To bring some calm to the energies that are swirling about at this time. And the date is March the 23rd, 2020. And here comes my little dog. Hi, baby. You want to come up? Here, Luna's wanting to come and see everybody. So this is Lady Luna. And I haven't seen her since this morning. So she has come out of hiding and she wants to at least be seen for a moment here, as long as I can handle her here. So, as we connect today, I would encourage you all to take some deep breaths, and let's do that together. And one more. And just working with the energy of this sacred smoke, I ask that I am a clear and pure channel of source guidance, source information. Because we all are eternally connected to source. So, what a world we live in, isn't it? And it really, what I'm guided to say is that we are all being asked and called to stand in our personal power. And I've spoken about personal sovereignty and power, our own personal power, for years. And it is critical at this time. If you are still plugged into the mainstream and you're feeling anxious, overwhelmed, freaking out, turn your TV off. Plug in to your own connection to source, because I'm telling you, everything is changing minute to minute right now, and it really feels like the proverbial spiritual battle, light and dark, and light and dark exist within all of us, because without the dark there would be no light, and vice versa. So it really feels that there is a collective call, there is a planetary call for each of us to rise in our consciousness, for each of us to discern through our heart space what is right and true. And I'm not encouraging anyone to be reckless. That is the last thing I would do. I would, though, encourage you to, if it doesn't feel right, then simply let it go. And if you are plugged into things that have you feeling this increased level of anxiety, it's fear. And when you understand that we are eternal souls here having a temporary human experience, and we're here at this time when things appear to be so chaotic, and there's a problem, there's a reaction, and their solution is going to be provided to us, right? This is what mainstream feeds: problem, reaction, solution. Okay, so for all of those who feel like, oh my gosh, I can't wait till they get a vaccine, I'm telling you, sweet soul, take a visit down the rabbit hole. We do not want this mandatory worldwide vaccination. There's a lot of different agendas at play, and I won't go too much into conspiracy theories. If that's something that you would like discussed on this channel, let me know, because I'm happy to take you down that rabbit hole a little bit. I just really, I don't want to seem so out there that those who connect with me are having a difficult time understanding what I'm speaking about. Things are not always what they seem. And I don't believe wholeheartedly that what we see happening worldwide is actual, all based on facts. I believe there's a lot of different, again, underlying agendas that are taking place. I mean, if you want to, go down the rabbit hole, I'll shout out David Icke here. And David Icke is a highly intelligent man who has been speaking about conspiracy theories for over 30 years. And, I've been following him for years, and I'm telling you, everything that he has laid out has come to pass or is coming to pass. And so this is why I must stress at this time that it's so important to stand in your sovereignty. Do not allow your rights to be taken away, and reclaiming our power. And we're all being asked to do this at this time. That card you saw flipped out. So this is from the Angels and Ancestors Oracle by Kyle Gray. I was guided to some specific decks today. So look what comes out. The Heart Guardian. Take care of your beautiful heart. And if you're living in fear, you're not in your heart space. Your heart is eternally connected to Source. My personal belief, and there'll be others that believe the soul resides in other places, I believe the soul resides at the core of our heart. And this is what leaves. This is the soul's essence. The soul's energy is what travels with us beyond this third dimensional experience. It says on here, love and let yourself be loved. And so, basically we've been placed on worldwide lockdown in many cases, and it's happening. It's sweeping the planet, and it's sweeping across the planet rather quickly, and it's arrived here in my part of the world. So I believe effective from Wednesday at midnight, so tomorrow night, everything is going to be shut down for 2 weeks. So how about we shift our perception? And when you're locked down, I don't want you to be in your house plugged into CNN, plugged into, here we have CP24. It's stop. It's insane. And I say stop the insanity. Give yourself an opportunity and use this opportunity as a reset. We've just entered the season of spring here in my part of the world. And I know in the Southern Hemisphere, you've moved into autumn now. This is an opportunity for a complete worldwide reset. And my hope is that people take this opportunity to go into your heart space. And you can't really be in your heart space if you're plugged into this noise outside of yourself, especially that which is coming from any mainstream media source. There are a lot of resources on YouTube. There are a lot of great people out there sharing great information, and I encourage you to use this time to nurture your heart and educate yourself. Okay? And when I say educate yourself, not everything's going to resonate. Not everything you hear is going to resonate, and that's fine. We are all unique sovereign beings of creator, of source. And so it's up for us through our own filter, which is our heart, to decipher what resonates, what rings true for us. When I connect with this energy, I'm connecting so strongly with the energy of the Magdalene sisterhood. So, the energy of the divine mothers. And there are many names we can call them. Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, Isis, Kuan Yin. whatever that beautiful divine feminine energy is that you connect with, and if you connect with it in something outside of yourself, I feel like we're being encouraged to connect to the divine mother within and allow that mother within to nurture that child within that may be frightened, that may be concerned, that may be unsure of things. These are confusing times. And again, the more that you stay plugged into the mainstream narrative, the more confused I feel like you will be. So use this time to go within. Use this time for prayer and meditation, the power of prayer. And we... Oh, I just thought that was a hawk that flew into the yard. It's not. It's a sweet little mourning dove. Hawk food. The power of prayer, and prayer is not, attached to any religion. Prayer is our ability to speak directly, a blue jay, to speak directly to source, to speak directly to our creator. And I feel like if we took time every day, each and every one of us said some prayers when we woke up in the morning, perhaps lit some smoke, some herbs, whether it's frankincense. I've been using frankincense a lot. Frankincense, white sage, just taking some time every day to perhaps implement some new practices, implement some practices that support your heart space, your heart in being calm and peaceful. The next card out that we've got, this is really beautiful. Trader. And it's funny that we got this card when, travel around the world has been, basically halted. And it says, exchange energy to create abundance. So, exchanging, information with people, connecting with people really to support this rise of consciousness, because that's what I feel like it is. Like, it's this opportunity for our consciousness to rise. And if you've been, and we all have been very conditioned by the box, and I want to say televised information, the TV. We've all been so conditioned by that throughout our lifetime that now is an opportunity for a different, like a higher education, and talk to God. Talk to God. Talk to other people. Talk to people who, perhaps you look at them and you're like, how can they be so calm? Those are maybe the people that you ought to talk to, and allow your mind to open as your heart opens. There are no, we didn't come here to be governed by something outside of ourselves. And, every country in the world has these governments, and, honestly, do you really feel like they have your best interest at heart? I don't. Our money is squandered. We're overtaxed. This worldwide shutdown is really going to have a detrimental impact on so many people's ability to support themselves, to support their children, to keep a roof over their head. I mean, this is, a prison planet, and we came here to free ourselves. I received a message the other day that it was really about honoring our emotions, to honor your emotions. Through your emotions, create, and abundance follows. Abundance will flow. So this is an opportunity for all of us artists and, entrepreneurs. This is an opportunity to focus on practicing your craft, and trusting the inspiration that you're receiving. And if you're going to sit in front of that TV 24/7, I mean, God help you, because you'll be, you'll make yourself sick. I went out today. I had to get some groceries, and they had these massive bags of oranges on sale for $1.99. Like, I bought like up 3 bags. I must have bought, I don't know, 60 oranges or something. And I've just been juicing them, juicing oranges and pineapple, like up your intake on self-care. I've recently been guided to begin to work with iodine. And this was a brand I found that I'm very comfortable with my son and I ingesting. And this is great for thyroid health and to keep that clear. What else? Like, I mean, again, anything I work with, I intuitively work with it. I'm guided to it, I buy it, and then I begin working with it. And so trust where you're guided as well. And perhaps you have a cupboard full of herbs, or you have a basket full of tinctures that you haven't used in a while. Now would be a good time to pull them out. Now would be a good time to implement meditation practice. Now would be a good time to get back on that yoga mat and get your body moving. Now is a great opportunity to go for walks in nature, go for a drive, take yourself out into the woods somewhere and go for a walk. Reconnect with nature, because nature truly does provide us with all that we need. And, this is like, I feel like this is an opportunity for us to, in our own lives, to implement the barter system. It doesn't always have to be about cash. I mean, yes, I get that we need cash at this point in time to go and buy our groceries and stuff. This is a time for us to come together, though, and support one another, because if we don't, and we just are waiting for the governments to tell us, what we need to do and what they're going to do for us, we are being, we are just continuing to be, what's coming to my head, it's like sheep to slaughter. And I'm sorry if that sounds drastic or melodramatic. This is what it is. And I see so much, just unkind behavior out there, and particularly on social media as well. I mean, people are judging one another and people are calling each other names. I mean, this has happened so quickly. It's really amazing how quickly a virus, a pandemic, can spread around the world. And it changes everything. Like, nothing is what it was like the last time I shared messages with all of you. Isn't that interesting? We got 3 cards that came out. And they're all, Loon, I'm going to put you down, sweetheart. Oh, she doesn't want to go. And they're 6, 7, 8. And so the first one that came out is material and spiritual prosperity. And isn't that interesting? When, I was just saying, like, this is going to be, like, very difficult for a lot of people this time. And yet here we get material and spiritual prosperity. When we honor our spiritual essence, when we honor the truth of who we are, at our core, that part of us that leaves with us beyond physical form, because it's not the things that we had, it's not the cars that we drove or the house that we lived in or the money in the bank or the investments that we had that we take with us when the physical body dies. No, that gets left behind for, people to battle over. And show that real nasty side of humanity, greed and excessive. This is about our taking care of our spiritual needs, trusting that when we take care of that, everything else will be taken care of. Talk to God. We will be taken care of. Where God guides, God provides. So trust. This is the number 6. So again, this is an opportunity to look after your health, your family, your home, reestablish connections with your family, perhaps implement some new daily routines. Maybe you pray together. Maybe you meditate together. Maybe you work out together. Maybe you do some yoga together. Like, this is a great opportunity for a collective reset. 6 also is the number of our divine path of service. What are you truly here to do? Are you here to be a slave to an entity outside of yourselves? Or are you here to live your dreams and bring those to life through the heart, right? Because it is the heart. The next one is patience and planning, number 7. And number 7 always speaks to me of the physical body. So this is going back to if you're feeling very overwhelmed, you're feeling really fearful, you're feeling, like you're panicking, you're having anxiety. This is an opportunity to come back into your heart space, because when you live in the present moment, within this moment, there is only peace. Like, take a deep breath. If you don't believe me, put your hand on your heart and take a deep breath. And, do that a few more times. And how do you feel? Right here in this moment, there's peace and there's an opportunity for peace. And this is what this card is saying to me. It's like, take this time to care for yourself. Patience and planning. Be patient with yourself. As I'm quite comfortable with social distancing or physical distancing or whatever they're calling it today. I'm very comfortable with that because I am a hermit by nature. I love my solitary time. I love my cave time. I love being in my little cocoon. And yet I understand that there's many people that don't like that and are probably going like stir crazy. And so, again, this is where it's like tap into your resources, talk to people. We have social media, we have telephones. I still have a landline. We have phones, we have ways to connect. So let us be grateful for that. Because on the other side of this, there is positive movement forward. Your eternal soul, our eternal soul wants us each to know that, life goes on beyond what we are experiencing now and what we experience on this planetary realm. The sun is going to rise every single day. It might not shine every single day. It is going to rise and set every single day. And I really feel like this whole... It's like, follow your own shining star. Not every day is the water going to be calm. Yet it does, the calm returns. The calm returns after the storm. This is the other card that came out, and this is the Devil card, the Temptation. It's not frightening. What I feel like this is saying, 1 + 5 is that 6 energy again. So I'm going to go back to that 6 card. Material and spiritual prosperity. Okay, temptation. The temptation is to buy into the fear. And this is what the energies, the entities, the organizations outside of ourselves, the ones in charge, this is what they want. This is good. This is good, isn't it? A fearful public. Oh my gosh, they're all turning on each other. They've been doing this to us for years, for generations, right? Whether it's based on the color of our skin, whether it's based on our religion, whether it's based on where we live, our socioeconomic status, it's all BS. It's all BS because you strip us down, folks. My skeleton, my skeletal structure is going to look a whole lot like yours. If you strip us right back, you're not going to be able to tell anything about us by looking just at our skeletal structure beyond, the meat suit that we each wear. So this feels to me like, and that's what I said earlier, it's like spiritual battle is going on at this time, and you may be tempted to get in on that. And I would say if you're tempted to get in on that, go within and reclaim your sovereignty and, navigate these times through your heart space. That was our very first card, right? The heart guardian. Take care of your heart. Because, our head is above our heart, and yet our heart is the intended guide in this lifetime. So don't allow yourself to get into that energy of gluttony and greed and jealousy and fear. I mean, those are low vibey energies. Those are low vibration, and a low vibration, you're going to be more susceptible to mental illness and physical viruses, diseases, right? So stay in your heart. I love that this guy's touching his heart too. Stay in your heart. Even this devil, even this guy, he's got his hand going up towards his heart. He just can't do it though. We can all do it though, right? We can all do it, and we can do it through, what do they want me to say? We can do it through, facing like the fear that we feel, and maybe write about it. Talk to somebody about it. Don't hold on to it. Let's start talking. We need to really open up the dialogue here, and we need to open up heart to heart, not box to head. Heart to heart. Let's start talking. Let's start sharing what we know. Let's start really coming together in our sovereignty, because the power is with the little people. We are the power, and yet we've so freely for generations given our power away. That doesn't make any sense to me. That doesn't make any sense to me. Does it make sense to you? Let's see which keepers of the light are working with us at this time. So the second cards came from the Psychic Tarot by John Holland. And these cards, the Keepers of the Light, is another deck by Kyle Gray. Oh, all men decks today. Interesting. Is that one a man deck too? Yes, it is. I pulled out 4 decks I was guided to grab, and they're all male energies. And so I feel like this is, perfect. One more, I think. It's really interesting because it's like the divine masculine. It's like, the divine masculine is really, this is beautiful. Really here to support the feminine in, not waking up, rising up, using her voice. And there's so many beautiful people I know all around the world who are doing really, really great work, who are here, really supporting humanity and making this big shift. And it's a big leap. This is the year 2020, 2020 vision. Our vision is expanding beyond what the physical eyes can see. In fact, I feel like the more that you close your physical eyes and go open and begin to see with that inner eye, the more truth you will actually see. Our first guide that came out here, Keeper of the Light, Kuan Yin, the Bodhisattva of compassion, care and compassion for yourself, first and foremost, and for others. These are unsettling times. These are unsettling times. Be the calm within the storm. Be that those pillars of light. Really take care of what you are putting out there into the collective. And some people will not respond well to those who are calm, right? Because they want everybody to be in panic and fear. And yet the best thing you can do for yourself, the best thing you can do for your family and friends, and for your health, emotional, mental, physical, and spiritual, is to stay calm. Be calm. Trust there is a higher purpose to all of this. And hopefully that higher purpose is to elevate humanity to levels of consciousness not experienced on this planet in eons of time. Choose to be love. Do what is right for everyone involved. Offer a helping hand. And so if they tell us the right thing to do at this time is to stay home and not, risk infecting people, just do it. Just do it and take care of yourself, take care of your home. Great opportunity for spring cleaning, nurture and play with your plants, play with your kids, create, make your home a sacred space, because most definitely life is cyclical on this planet. And Freya talks about phases and cycles. When I connect with Freya, I always connect, well, obviously, with like the most ancient aspect of ourselves, the Vikings and the stone people. I have been so all over my crystals these days, and hag stones. I showed you some in the last video as well. Working with the natural world to support yourself. Understand this is a cycle. Tomorrow, I believe we have a new moon in Aries. Aries, the baby of the zodiac, right? The first sign of the zodiac. And so we're beginning another cycle, another year around the sun, if you will. So honor that. And, when I connect with Crow, it's always like, I love crows. My spirit animal, raven. Crow, raven, same idea for me, same energy. And these are really these are magical and quite, smart birds. And, a lot of people are afraid of crows, right? Because they're black. I love them. And it's an opportunity if that frightens you, and we've got the moon here and the crow here. So I feel like we're seeing a lot of the collective shadow coming up again. We thought 2020 was 2019 was something. Well, sure as heck, 2020 is really starting off quite, aggressively. And so we are seeing a lot of this shadow stuff come up. And this is why it's so important for each and every one of us to do our personal work. The inner work, the stuff that may not feel good. Face it. Face it and heal it. It's time. It's time for us to, I want to say, grow up and return to that childlike sense of wonder, the truth of who we all are. And we all originate from the same source. I don't care what you believe. I don't care who you pray to. We all originate from the same source. Okay? And that source is unconditionally loving. That source does not want to see us down here fighting with one another, stealing from one another, watching some of us go hungry and starve. That is not what our Creator wants for all of us. And our Creator does not want us, our Creator wants us to come together and support one another and love one another through what may be a challenging cycle. It's going to pass. It always does, right? The storm always passes. And it says there is a beginning within every ending. Illusions are revealed and released. And so, on my personal page on Facebook, I'm doing a lot of these rabbit hole posts because there is an underbelly to society that is so, it's so dark and it's so against our Creator, our God, source. It is not of that essence. It's not Creator's essence. And it is so, it's so gross and disgusting that many people don't even want to believe it. And yet this is where we are, folks. We are at a time where we have to go into our heart. And I don't care if it's so gross and disgusting, it's unbelievable. If we don't accept if we do not accept that this is a reality here on this planet, then we are doing a disservice to ourselves and to the generations that follow. It is time for each of us, I said it at the very beginning of this message, to stand in our sovereignty. I am a sovereign being of light. Reclaim your personal power, stop giving it away, and take responsibility for your personal trajectory. I said it like that because I'm like, I can never get that word out right at the first time. Trajectory. Take responsibility for the path your soul has come here to travel. And finally, from the Keepers of Light, it doesn't get much more perfect than this, St.Germaine, karma releasing. Trust the process of what's happening at this time. Be good to yourself. Be compassionate and kind. Pray to God, the one God, the source of all creation, because you are a direct descendant of that source. Call on St.Germaine. Work with the violet flame. This says, move beyond drama, right? Anything outside of yourself these days, folks, is going to be drama, right? Whether it's the people walking down the street, mad at other people for walking down the street because we're all supposed to be under house arrest. I don't know. It's so, just breathe. Create your own path. Make room for good energy. And that's what this opportunity is right now. An opportunity for good energy. Like my little dog, backwards is God. Good, orderly direction. Trust that everything is unfolding as it should be. Do not buy into the fear because you give that viral energy power. Feed the love, starve the fears. And the one way to starve the fears is disconnect from any of those mainstream television programs. An interesting thing, one of the mainstream television programs, they have an in-house doctor on that channel. And I saw something the other day. There was a movie out. I don't know when it came out. I'm not much into movies at all. Contagion was the movie with Lawrence Fishburne. And in that movie, I think he was a news reporter. And he was speaking to this guy who's a in-house doctor on this news channel now. And he was, Lawrence Fishburne was speaking word for what he said in that movie. This in-house doctor on this channel said it word for word recently with respect to what's going on now. Like verbatim. Weird, huh? Very weird. Anyways, just to close these messages out and then get back to, I think I'll make my son dinner and then I will get back to doing some April forecasts. These are messages from your higher self, okay? Or actually, what deck am I using? Universal Wisdom Oracle Cards by Toni, Carmine, Salerno. So let's see some messages that Mother, Father, God, Creator, Source has for us right now as we go through these final couple weeks of March. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so check this out. Meditation. Meditation is the prayer and meditation. Prayer and meditation will always bring you back to the sacred mountain that is you. The sacred traveler. It's like, this is so beautiful. This feels so much like Arizona to me. This is an opportunity to reestablish your heart-centered connections and to tune into your truth. Your truth. What is right and true for you? What resonates? What doesn't resonate? Stop buying into the BS that is spoon-fed to us. It's like, decalcify your pineal gland. Decalcify your pineal gland. Go and look up ways that you can do that, because we want our pineal gland open. It's like this beautiful pine cone of light within our head that nobody even knows exists there, right? Well, some people do. Open it up. It's time to open up those inner eyes. Oh, look, this is on the bottom of the deck. And reclaim your personal power. Sovereignty is key. I am a sovereign being of light. And my hope and prayer is, first of all, I hope you have felt supported and loved through this connection. I truly, truly hope that I have supported calm and peaceful feelings in your beautiful heart. We are going to get through this. And my hope also is that as we move through these days, the divine human remembers the truth of who they are and remembers that they are sovereign beings of light. We are each sovereign beings of light, called to stand in our personal power at this time. If you feel like I can support you in any other way as we move through the coming days, weeks, and months, I am offering soul messages at this time for the incredibly reasonable price of $55. If you would like to have an intuitive energy healing session, tune in session with me, that is available at this time for $77. That is really a steal of a deal. So if you are interested in any of those, you can click on the links in the comments below, or you can click on the donate button up in the banner of this YouTube channel and send exchange through that way. Please do share this video with your friends and family, anyone you feel may benefit from it. Give me a thumbs up, drop a comment down below, and please do not forget to subscribe. Welcome to everyone who's new here. I trust that you will be inspired and empowered through our connection. So beautiful souls, be good to yourself, feed the love and not the fears. I see you, I feel you, I love you, and I thank you. Luna wants to say bye. She just looked up. Oh my gosh. Hey, baby. Isn't she adorable? She sure is. Take care.